God gave Moses the 10 Commandments to help his people from falling into sin. We follow the 10 Commandments to live a life close to Jesus and make it to heaven one day. The commandments can be broken down into 2 categories. The first category are commandments numbers 1 through 3. They teach us how to love God, what we need to do to have a great relationship with God. Commandments 4 through 10 tell us how to love each other. Let's walk through the commandments and see what they are and what God is telling us to do. Commandment number 1. I am the Lord your God. You shall have no other gods beside me. God is telling us that He is the only one true God. Although we've talked about the Trinity, we know that there are 3 persons in one God, and we only worship that one God. We don't put anything else in our life above that God. Commandment number 2. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain. This commandment is saying that God's name is special. We should respect it in all situations. Only use it in prayer or teaching and talking about God, never in a disrespectful or harmful way. Commandment number 3 tells us to remember to keep holy the Sabbath day. The Sabbath day is Sunday. That's when we go to Mass. You can also go Saturday evening. It's important that we dedicate time in our week to spend with God and to think about God and all that He's done for us. So commandment number 3 reminds us that it's important to go to Mass, to spend time with God, and to rest and reflect on all of God's blessings. Commandment number 4 might just be your parents' favorite. It's honor your father and mother. God gave us parents to help guide us and get us to heaven, and they know what's best for us. So it's important that we listen to them and follow their directions and do things without being asked multiple times. Commandment number 5, you shall not kill. This commandment is pretty straightforward. We should not hurt other people, kill other people, say mean things to other people. We know that each person was created in God's image, and they should be treated as such. Commandment number 6 says, you shall not commit adultery. This commandment means that a husband and wife need to stay faithful to each other and that everyone else needs to respect their marriage. Commandment number 7, you shall not steal. This commandment, again, is pretty straightforward and tells us that we shouldn't take things that belong to other people without asking, that we should always respect the goods and properties of other people. Commandment number 8 says, you shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. Now, Jesus tells us in the Bible that everyone is our neighbor. So this commandment is telling us to not bear false witness against anyone. Well, bear false witness means to lie or to try to hide the truth. So this commandment is telling us to never lie and always be truthful. Commandment number 9 says, you shall not covet your neighbor's wife. The word covet means to be jealous or to envy something that someone else has. So this commandment tells us not to covet our neighbor's wife. It tells us not to be jealous of other people's relationships, whether it's a husband and wife, maybe it's a friend relationship, but we should be happy with the relationships we have or work towards better relationships, but not be jealous or angry about the relationships other people have. Commandment number 10 says, you shall not covet anything else that belongs to your neighbor. Again, we hear the word covet and neighbor. So we shouldn't be jealous of anything else that our neighbors or anyone else has. A neighbor doesn't just have to be next to you, but anyone else in the world, a friend, maybe even someone you don't know. But we shouldn't be jealous or upset about the things that they have. We should count our blessings and be grateful for what we have.